Hi Kevin, and thank you very much for being part of this interview today. Kevin is from Treeline Design Proprietary Limited, and Kevin is the building designer for the first 8-star home that has been designed in Cardinia Shire in Victoria. Kevin, I just would like to ask you today a few questions, and I'd really to just clear up a few of differences and things that people may not understand. What is meant by an 8-star?
Okay, an 8-star house is a above average house in Victoria in terms of meeting the minimum government requirements for energy efficiency, and that's the energy it takes to heat and cool a home. The current government minimum standard is a 5-star home, which may shortly rise to a 6-star home in May next year. So an 8-star home is quite above the minimum requirements for energy efficiency of a home.
So when you talk about energy efficiency, are you talking about the money that you can save in heating and cooling costs?
Yeah, exactly. That's really what it's all about. It's the government's aim to reduce heating and cooling costs in a home, which obviously reduces the drain on government resources and infrastructure. So it's all about environmental friendly and sustainable practices, if you like, that are reducing the carbon emissions from a home, and not only that, of course, they're saving the homeowners money.
Oh, okay. So if I wanted to build an 8-star, a bit like this house that has been designed and you've designed now, what do I need to do to get it to 8 stars?
Well, there's no hard and fast rules about what you can do to get it to a 8-star home, but there are good design principles and practices, of course. Every house and site is different, depending on its orientation on the block and the constraints of the particular site. But obviously there are good design practices which revolve around insulation and windows, window sealing, double glazing windows, and other benefits like that.
Alright, so how come most people aren't going out there designing an 8-star home? How come this is so unusual?
It's unusual in terms, I guess it all comes back to building cost. It's probably the easiest reason. It obviously does add a lot of cost to the construction of the home, and most people really just want to get in the house and don't want to spend that extra money, or haven't got the extra money to spend to trick it up beyond the 5-star minimum requirement. There's also a lot of time involved in designing a 8-star house, where it's a lot of to and fro and a lot of trial and error, running a lot of different calculations and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And so a lot of people haven't got that additional time to put into the design process.
I understand from speaking to the owner of the home that her energy bills have dropped quite a lot. Would you agree that there could be quite a large saving in finances by living in a house like this and running it?
Oh, of course. Certainly. I mean, really that's what it's all about. It's reducing energy usage, which in turn is directly going to correlate to a reduction in household bills.
Would you be able to just expand on that? And I've heard about the principles of thermal mass. Could you just explain what that does in this home and how that assists in saving energy?
Well, the whole idea around 5-star efficiency is maintaining a equilibrium in the home. It's a constant temperature in the home. Ideally, we're conditioned to liking around about 21 degrees in winter and 19 degrees in summer. So you want to sort of maintain a constant temperature in the home, which maintains your thermal comfort in the home. So the idea behind the thermal mass is that you're letting winter heat into the home, but you're trapping it into the home and re-releasing that heat in the cooler parts of the day, typically of a evening and night. Conversely, thermal mass can also help you in summer by, if you can exclude the heat entering the home through normally direct sunlight, the thermal mass in the home is absorbing any radiate heat within the home and keeping the house cooler, particularly during the day.
Oh, that sounds very good. What about cross ventilation? Is that important, and if it is, why?
Yeah, it is. It's quite important actually. Cross ventilation is all about airflow through the home. Obviously, as particularly in the summer months where the house does heat up internally during the day, you want to be able to flush out that hot air, particularly as the air cools down of an evening and night, and flush out the hot air with nice cool air, sea breezes if you're lucky enough to be in an area where you get them. And it's not just a simple matter of having a window open in a room, because really that doesn't do too much. You've got to have windows sort of on opposite sides of the window or on opposite sides of the house with minimal obstructions for the house, so that you can get cool air in one side and hot air out the other.
So would that explain there's some angles in the house which you can see through to one window to the other? Is that part of this cross ventilation?
Yeah, it is. It's more than one window in a room, where the design allows it.
Oh.
As I say, instead of just having a nominal bedroom with a window stuck on the side wall, you might have 2 windows in that room, or you've got a window, you've got the bedroom door, for example, a passageway, and then maybe a window on the other side of the passageway, so that you can get the breezes through the home.
Okay, well thank you very much, Kevin, and thank you for designing such a beautiful home.
Pleasure.